فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
How are you? This is your name, state, and question, please.
Alhamdulillah, this is Muhammad Samir from South Plainfield.
MashaAllah, our local here, inshallah. Can I ask you, Brother Muhammad, kindly to turn down the television and talk to me from the telephone only, because there is an echo there.
Okay.
Okay, now you have a question, Muhammad?
Yes, I have a question about kufr.
About what?
Kufr.
Disbelief. Go ahead.
Disbelief.
Yes, sure, go ahead.
Okay. So we know that in Islam we have kufr, akbar, and asghar.
No.
Correct?
No.
And I read in a book that the kufr al-akbar, you can classify it into 5 different classifications.
Right.
Kufr al-takzeeb, to belie the Prophet ﷺ, and text, and al-i'rad, to
turn away. Yes. What is your question on this subject?
Okay, I wanted to know, there's some things that the Quran mentioned and the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, things like istihza' bid-deen, like making fun of the religion.
Okay.
Insulting the Prophet ﷺ, saying that you know the ghaib.
Okay, again, what is your question on this subject? Your question. I'm aware of
which of these things are they kufr akbar or kufr asghar?
Okay.
When you curse the Prophet ﷺ?
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Got you. I'll answer the question, Brother Muhammad. Jazakallah khairan. Barakallah feek. Brother Muhammad from New Jersey, may Allah reward him. There are a lot of nullifiers for Islam. When you enter into Islam, into a state of Islam, there are a lot of things that can nullify your Islam, and it actually makes you a non-Muslim. Inshallah, bidnillahi ta'ala, I did have a whole series called Nullifiers of Islam. It's available online. I invite you to watch. I listed 10 of them, and I spoke about each one of these, Brother Muhammad, which you quoted, mocking the religion, including the Messenger of Allah, the Quran and Sunnah, claiming that you know the unseen, not considering the polytheist to be polytheist, shirk, of course, sorcery, of course, turning away from learning the deen. I actually spent 10 lectures talking about the nullifiers of Islam. But really, I want to take the message here and stress the fact that it is a very dangerous thing to be interested in labeling people. A statement that I made in one of these lectures, that the fastest way to leave Islam is to accuse someone who is a Muslim to be a kafir, to be a non-Muslim. I'm taking this from Hadith ibn Umar fil Bukhari. If you tell a Muslim that he's a kafir, if he is not a kafir, then you are a kafir. Watch it. Be careful. The scholars have mentioned certain guidelines, certain rules. Even so, you could see or hear somebody acting an act of disbelief, but yet he is not a disbeliever unless or until these rules or these guidelines are followed. Something that the scholars call al-udru bil-jahli, wal-udru bil-ta'wil, wal-udru bil-ikrah. Immediately, if you see a Muslim doing an act of disbelief, certainly the act is disbelief. Ideally, here is an example: somebody who's stepping on the mushaf with his feet. This act is an act of disbelief, no question about it. And we can actually use what is called takfir mutlaq, that you label somebody to be a disbeliever but unrestrictedly. How? Whoever steps on the mushaf is a kafir. But now to identify someone who is stepping in the mushaf and you tell him you're a kafir, you must follow the guidelines. How? Number one, you must make sure that this person is not ignorant. You have to remove ignorance. You have to educate. Don't rush. Number two, make sure that he is not muta'awwil. Somehow he read maybe someplace that stepping in the mushaf is an act of worship. Possible. Crazy things happening in this world. True. Or he sat in front of a wicked sheikh who taught him that it's actually to show respect for the mushaf that you step on the mushaf. So make sure that you remove the faulty interpretation. Faulty interpretation, maybe he concluded by reading a certain text someplace, and that text is weak or fabricated or forged, or he concluded mistakenly that this is the right thing. So you must remove that. You must make sure also that he is not forced. Maybe there is somebody will snipe him out there if he doesn't do this. Somebody is standing in the window, has a gun, you know. If you don't step on the mushaf, I'm going to shoot you. And he's stepping on the mushaf to save his life. So don't rush, Brother Muhammad. Be careful with this business. This is a serious business and we have to be very careful about it. Jazakallahu khairan.